When you think of IKEA, you might be normal and think of the affordable home furniture they sell in their stores. Or you might be insane like me and think of their meatballs. And that's the only thing I'm gonna be eating for the next 3 days. Meatballs from a damn furniture store. At the end of the video, I'll let you know how many meatballs I ate and how it fares to my other eating challenges I've done this year.
I heard there's a lot of wood in there, but rest assured, I'm just here for the balls.
So we actually don't have an IKEA store up in Cleveland. In fact, the closest store to me is in Columbus, where my girlfriend lives. So I traveled down there for day one.
Bro, this place has its own like street name.
And prepared myself for a 3-day span of ball deleting. Now I do have to preface, I've never been to an IKEA store before, and I actually might be the first person to go there to get meatballs and no furniture. I was incredibly phased when I saw the store for the first time. That store is a thick boy. I walked up the escalator to get to the food court. I decided to get 16 meatballs for my first meal. Not really sure if that was too many or too few, but we're gonna find out. And when I told the cafeteria man that I just wanted the meatballs and not the entire meal, he looked at me like I had 27 nipples. And I only have 25. I sat down and tasted my fate for the next 3 days, and it turns out IKEA meatballs are delicious. The gravy on top was really good too. I decided to lick that up after I was done because I'm a very unusual human being. It's no wonder IKEA stands for I could eat a meatball.
This might be my easiest challenge yet.
Hi, it's me from the future. I just want to give a little foreshadowing. This will not be my easiest video by far. Okay, back to the video. I also was very fond on how clean their bathrooms are in there, but that also might change by the time I'm done with them. And as I was trying to exit, I found something kind of weird about IKEA. They have an upward escalator, but not a downward escalator, and as a result, I got lost. It was like I was in a maze, only instead of cornfields, I was in fields of cheap Swedish furniture. I was so lost and freaked out, I had to ask an IKEA employee where I could exit, and he verbatim told me, the exit's literally right in front of you, you dumb idiot. Okay, he didn't actually say that, so I vowed to never get lost in there again to avoid an embarrassing moment like that from now on. I was gonna be eating more balls than Nancy Reagan in the Oval Office. Huh? So to combat all of that, I took a long walk. And as always, my goal is to walk 10 to 15 miles each day, despite Columbus having absolutely terrible weather this week. I went back to the furniture store for my second meatball meal of the day.
My goal for this meal is to not get lost. If I don't get lost, it's a win.
I'm gonna try to learn a little Swedish this week as well. The front entrance says hedge. I actually just looked it up and it actually is just pronounced hey. Hey means hey. It's just hay. I got 16 meatballs again in this drink called lingonberry.
What the f is a lingonberry?
Also, I'm not very good at pouring drinks. They even gave me a cool little Swedish flag with this meal. And I must say, these meatballs might be Swedish, but this sure is a sweet dish. And before I left, I had to do one more thing. What was I supposed to do before I left again? I forgot.
My goal for this meal is to not get lost.
Oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to get lost. I got lost again. And even worse, the same IKEA employee from before saw me again, so I'm definitely getting the police called on me this week. I then got a couple beers with my girlfriend Kelsey, and I paid for them because she has to share a toilet with me for the next 3 days. Kelsey decided to join me for my last meal of the day. She didn't get any meatballs like a normal person because it's a furniture store. I'm literally eating meatballs from a furniture store. That's when I got really concerned because it didn't really look like they had enough meatballs for me to eat my final meal. But then I looked again and it turns out I just can't count because there was enough meatballs. In fact, I got 24 meatballs this time instead.
I know I have a problem, but you are enabling it right now by watching this. Are you jealous?
Of your balls? Yes.
Jeez.
And that's when Kelsey learned how many total meatballs I've eaten so far today.
16 plus 16, 32, 24. I've had 56 meatballs today. 56 meatballs today.
She then challenged me to eat 200 total meatballs in this 3-day span, meaning for the next 6 meals, I had to consume 24 meatballs per meal.
Do you think I should go for 200?
Yeah, I think that should be your goal.
A small feat for a regular moron, but I'm a professional dumbass. I got really full and exhausted, so it was time to go home and rest before another day of inhaling Swedish people's meat. I woke up on day 2 and was actually feeling pretty good. In fact, a little too good. I'm not naive. I've done a lot of these eating challenges so far this year, and usually when I wake up on day 2, I feel like a piece of shit. So we'll see what happens the rest of the day. I went for a walk in terrible weather before heading to IKEA and saying hey to the front entrance again. I get so happy when I see that front entrance. However, that would be the happiest I'd be this morning because upon reaching the food court, I had noticed the meatballs were not out yet. Am I the only psychopath that's just here for the meatballs? Merch link in description. The cafeteria man said they'd be ready in 13 minutes. 13 minutes? In today's instant gratification society, 13 minutes is like 13 hours. What was I gonna do in 13 minutes? And that's when I looked outside and saw some other balls I could play with in the meantime. Topgolf was right next door to IKEA and it really seemed like a great way to pass the time. But There's only one problem with that. I am the worst golf player of all time. On the bright side though, being really bad at golf made me very angry and as a result, hungry. So maybe it would be easier this morning to consume 24 meatballs.
Dude, I suck at golf.
As I entered the IKEA, I saw a sign that said Velkommen. I have to look this one up too. Velkommen. It sounds like welcome in. And that's actually what it means. It means welcome in. I went back to the food court and the meatballs were ready. Hallelujah. I got this sparkling pear drink and it paired really nicely alongside my 24 furniture store meatballs. Golf balls, not so much. These are the only balls I have luck with nowadays. I put my tray away and I didn't get lost while exiting for the first time. I might not succeed on the show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, but this was a win for me today. When I got to the car, I kind of had an epiphany on my thoughts from this morning.
I have 80 meatballs in me right now, and I have not gone to the bathroom once.
I decided to go on a 6-mile walk to the Columbus neighborhood German village before heading back to IKEA in the afternoon. The walk first started off with a ton of hail, but by the end of it, it was perfectly sunny, or at least it would have been if I finished my walk. You're probably thinking, you didn't finish your walk. What are you talking about? How'd you get home? I just got done saying I was nervous about not going to the bathroom so far, and let's just say I wasn't nervous about that anymore. The meatballs hit my digestive system like an FBI raid, and I was about to donate my underpants to the local waste management dump if I wasn't gonna get out of here in time. So I decided to put another man's life at risk and order an Uber back home. But then after what seemed like forever, I finally got back, walked up the stairs, and yeah, I didn't make it. That's when I shit my pants. And probably all 80 meatballs I'd eaten so far left me, to be honest with you. I also had another problem on my hands, or in a plastic baggie. Let's just say my underwear was compromised and Kelsey was coming home soon.
In the back of my truck bed right now is my soiled underpants. I didn't want to throw them out inside because that would be disgusting. So I now have to find a dumpster where I can dispose of it.
So I had to find a random garbage can on some business property and dispose of it there. There's probably nothing more humbling than throwing out a pair of underwear, ladies and gentlemen. I went back to IKEA and said, hey, to the front entrance. The only thing that wouldn't probably judge me right now. Stockholm is the capital of Sweden, and I was getting Stockholm syndrome from being back at the same place that caused me so much pain. Well, it's mostly me doing it. It's not their fault. I got this lemon soda drink that tasted really good. And I know I just complained about having meatballs again, but they were really good. And I clearly didn't learn from my lessons before because I had 24 of them again. Because how else am I going to accomplish this completely unnecessary feat of eating 200 meatballs in 3 days? I will say it does wear on your body to eat furniture style meatballs. After consuming my 104th meatball so far, I decided I had to take a nap. And if you know me, I hate taking naps. I actually love taking naps, but that doesn't make a good plot. So to wake myself up from the food coma, I went on a walk with Kelsey and showed her the crime scene of the garbage can I put my underwear in.
You see that garbage can over there? Yeah. Yeah, that's where I threw my underwear out. It's literally right there. No.
That night, my friend Mac and his brother came down to see YouTuber legend Coyote Peterson and get drinks, and they gave me the invite as well. These guys came up and recognized me for my previous eating videos, which goes to show binge eating might have benefits, I guess. We ended up going to Coyote's presentation at Ohio State. If you don't know, he makes YouTube videos where he purposely lets dangerous insects bite him, and that's the only thing that's dumber than what I'm doing right now.
I have the two dumbest people I know in the same room.
Hey, one of those is me, probably.
Yeah, it is.
I lost track of time and I had to haul back to IKEA before they closed for the rest of the night.
IKEA's food court closes at 8:30. There is a real chance there might not be meatballs there. Honestly, would be okay with that. I'm not that hungry right now.
I said hey to my favorite Swedish entrance and trekked up the escalator where I made it my new objective to somehow sit on those chairs by tomorrow. Spoiler alert, I did not do that. Fortunately, IKEA had plenty of meatballs by the time I got there, so I had 24 of them, right? Wrong. I actually only had 8 because I'm a baby bitch boy. I had sadly given up on my 200 meatball dreams because it turns out there really is such a thing as having too many balls in your mouth. But I was still on track for the real objective here this entire time, which was to eat IKEA meatballs for 3 days and nothing else.
Honestly, might need one of these the way I've been shitting my pants recently.
I went back to Kelsey's and watched the Cavs play with the ball, and oh my goodness, can I not enjoy anything that has a ball associated with it right now without thinking of IKEA meatballs? That's so up. After 2 days, I had consumed 112 meatballs, the equivalent of eating 5.4 pounds of meat. I woke up on my final day of the challenge and went on a walk in downtown Columbus. Hey again, front entrance. The escalator was broken, which was kind of a weird omen, but I'm also the one strictly eating meatballs at a furniture store. The days of eating 24 meatballs were far behind me. I could only stomach 16 this time. Even that was questionable. I had another lingonberry drink with my meatballs, and to my surprise, I really enjoyed this meal. I really didn't think I would enjoy this meal after the pain I've suffered so far, so it really made me feel like I could complete this challenge. Also, did you know smorgasbord was a Swedish word? Because I certainly did not. I went back home and decided to avenge myself and go back on a run to German Village. And I have some really exciting news for the viewers at home that did not ask. The run was a success. I did not shit my pants. No fruit of the loom was harmed in day 3's footage. I went back to IKEA for lunch and had 12 meatballs this time. I felt defeated sucking down fewer and fewer balls in each meal, but as long as I finished, I was gonna be so satisfied. Hey yo, what the fuck? There was a lot of work to be done still, so I had to stay positive. Good vibes only. Nothing could possibly bring me down. Oh my goodness. Fuck off. Focus on where you are. Focus. IKEA, a furniture store that sells meatballs. Wait, a furniture store that sells meatballs. I've been at this place the entire time and I haven't even looked at furniture once. It's like I forgot what IKEA actually stands for. We sell furniture. I've only heard about the magical land of cheap Swedish furniture, but never got to experience it firsthand. Was today gonna be the first time I do it? No, I'm just here for the meatballs. It was a trick. Look at the shirt. The cafeteria man recognized me and gave me some cranberry sauce for free, which was really nice, except again, I'm just here for the meatballs. At the beginning of the video, if you remember, I did say this was going to be my easiest challenge yet, and to my surprise, it's actually been the hardest by far.
This stupid eating challenge out of all the stupid eating challenges has taken the most toll on my body physically and mentally.
Nobody asked. But before saying I was done with all of it, there was only one more thing to do. Get beers with Kelsey and thank her for breezing the bathroom because I forgot earlier. But after that, it was time to attend tonight's meatball funeral.
Cannot wait to not eat IKEA meatballs anymore. It is fucking ruining my life.
I was overwhelmed with joy after pulling up to the IKEA parking lot one final time.
I'm so done!
Hey, front entrance, I'll miss you the most. I went to the counter and only ordered 12 meatballs again because I'm a huge bitch.
Wow. One final time. Thank God.
And after filming myself from multiple angles like a cringy influencer, I had officially eaten nothing but IKEA meatballs for 3 days. Now for the results nobody asked for. In the past 72 hours, I had consumed a total of 152 meatballs, leaving me with an average of 50.67 meatballs per day. This is also the equivalent of shoving 7.5 pounds of meat into your mouth. Usually you have to pay to see that. And I only spent a total of $75.81. So for that price, you could either get 152 meatballs or a bed frame at IKEA. And lastly, I really want to thank the employees at IKEA for being so damn friendly to me the entire time. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And I also thank you for not calling the police on me the entire time. And as always, please do not try this at home. I am a professional dumbass.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. This American pie with the high Q. Oh my, I do. Just fly right through. We'll get high as the kite in the afternoon.
Man, you really do reap what you sow getting meatballs at a f***ing furniture store, don't you?